If you usually feel like you want to improve and have more control over your life, but overwhelm yourself on where to start, this video is for you. I'm talking about 7 habits that we cannot continue this year. These are all habits that I did last year. So I have personal experience on them and know firsthand that if you start to work on these, you'll start to feel better about yourself. Number 1 is having an irregular sleep schedule. Last year, my schedule was so bad. I had no energy to do anything. I'm the type of person that struggles to wake up in the morning, whatever time it is. There will be times where I wake up around 10. Other times I would wake up around 11. Other times I wouldn't wake up until around 1 o'clock. And because of this, I used to feel anxious and disappointed in myself because I didn't have enough time to be productive anymore. It also made it harder for when I actually tried to make a sleep schedule for myself because my body clock was all over the place. The next habit is spending without a budget. After I got paid, I would look at my bank account to make sure that the money was in there, and then I wouldn't check it again until my next paycheck. I wouldn't set a certain amount of money every month to the side for things like spending or just emergencies. And honestly, I spent through all of my money because I would go through the day buying small little things like, oh, this is only $5, this is only $2.50, but it adds up after a while. This year, I started tracking my money in a spreadsheet, and it's one of the greatest things I have done this year. The next thing is no physical movement. Now, I'm not saying you gotta be a gym rat. At least one day out of the week, you're gonna choose a time to work out or stretch or do something small. All I did was sit around the house, and because of that, I started to feel more stiff, like I could barely get up sometimes, and it just caused me like a lot of pain. Stretching and working out can be a hassle for me, so I kind of incentivized myself by saying, while I'm watching TV, which is something I do a lot, I'll stretch or I'll do 5 push-ups. Even though it's not a lot, it will make a big difference in the long run. My next habit is not staying educated or expanding your mindset. I tend to prioritize personal growth, so staying educated is a big deal for me. Last year, all I did was spend time watching movies or reading fantasy novels. Reading is good, but depending on what you read about, it may or may not be good. The next habit is eating unhealthy all the time. I like to eat out a lot, and you might say, oh, well, if you're going to a nutritional restaurant, then it shouldn't be an issue. Yes, that's true. I was not going to healthy restaurants, and I didn't discipline myself enough to just say no to going out instead of cooking at home. And even some of the times that I cooked at home, I wasn't cooking anything healthy. I barely ate any fruit or vegetables, and I felt like crap. I was noticing health issues that a 20-year-old should not have. And it was a wake-up call for me. The next tip is not learning to discipline yourself. This one isn't easy, for me at least, but if you don't learn how to control yourself in certain aspects, it's gonna ruin your life. Honestly, learning self-discipline, I think, would be at the top of my list of things to improve on, because once you have that, it can kind of get rid of a lot of the other issues that I just mentioned. If I disciplined myself, I would be able to say, hey, I'm going to wake up at this time and go to bed at this time. Same for spending, eating, exercising. The next habit is maladaptive daydreaming. If you don't already know what that is, I'll read it for you. Maladaptive daydreaming is a behavior where a person spends an excessive amount of time daydreaming, often becoming immersed in their imagination. This behavior is usually a coping mechanism in people who have mental health conditions like anxiety. Enough said. If you like this video, go check out my next video where I do a get ready with me. Bye.